Hello and welcome to the rehearsal space of In the Next Room, or the Vibrator play. My name is Amy Straker and I am playing Catherine Gibbings.
I'm Hannah Wheeler and I am playing Sabrina Daldry.
And I am Mel Luckman and I am the director of In the Next Room. And we're going to have a chat with you today with these lovely ladies about the play. So why don't we start with what it's about? Not an easy question.
No, but let's give it a go.
Good.
Set in the 1880s at the dawn of electricity, so there's lots of exciting things happening. There's light bulbs, One of the most exciting inventions for doctors at the time is the vibrator, because it will help to cure hysteria. So hysteria was a disease that mostly women would be diagnosed with as a very logical disease. It doesn't exist anymore, but back then if you showed any signs of
Depression,
faintness,
tiredness.
you were diagnosed with hysteria, and once upon a time it was manually treated, and then the vibrator came along as a medical instrument to cure that. So that's sort of the backdrop of the play. Catherine and Dr. Gibbings are husband and wife, and they have a little baby as well, and they haven't been married very long, and there's a lot of different layers within their relationship. And for me, because I play that character, I feel like this play is them really attempting to connect with one another and understand each other. And Catherine is a very colourful creature, and he is very matter-of-fact in how they sort of bump heads, and then these other people keep coming in and out of their house and keep influencing them. But this desperate attempt for connection.
Yeah.
People wanting to connect with one another.
The connection of the women is really strong too.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a boring life for these women too, to be sort of just sitting at home and they weren't working, or the characters we're playing weren't working. And
But then when they meet each other, they start having these incredible intellectual conversations. And they're amusing and they're scandalous and So the play's not only, it's set in 2 rooms, and a lot of action happens simultaneously, which is really interesting because one room is very constrained and the other is not so much. There's a lot going on in the lounge. It's an era where more is more. So Julian Southgate has created this incredible set for us to play on, and we've all been ricocheting off the furniture because there's just so much of it. And our costumes that are made by Pam and Pauline are amazing as well, and massive. But they're beautiful and authentic, and we're rehearsing in corsets and skirts and boots, and by the end of the day I feel physically exhausted from just being upright. Yeah. So we're starting to really understand what women of that time, how they would have felt after just a day of existing. You would become hysterical and claustrophobic, and
So it's not just socially constrained, it's actually physically constrained.
Absolutely.
So Sarah Rule, who's the writer, one of my favourite quotes about her was from an actress who played Catherine, and she said, "She opens your heart with her humour so that you are able then to receive the message of the play." And she said, when you laugh, you open your heart. And that's the beautiful thing about this production, is that you do laugh, and it's all based around real truth of watching these people struggle to just survive and live.
So would you call it a comedy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What about you, Mel? What drew you to the project?
For me, I know if it's a play that I want to do, when I can see it in my head, I can see it happening, and I feel moved by it. For this one, when I read it, it really leapt off the page, to use a terrible cliche. And it was a message that I cared about. There were things in it that really I felt deeply connected to. It's not often you get a play that is both of those things, that is heartbreaking and gut-wrenching and delightfully hilarious. And it's that thing that you coming back to that quote of she opens your heart with her comedy so that you can receive the message, and it feels like that, like you get opened by this beautiful, hilarious comedy and this madness of this play, and then she hits you with these incredible messages and these things that still feel so relevant today. And I love a play with amazing female characters.
It's amazing with all the characters, Every single person has a purpose. No one's just sort of dipping in.
No, they're all 3D characters,
which is such a gift. It's so fun to play.
What do people think when you tell them that you're in a play that has the subtitle of The Vibrator Play? What kind of reactions have you got from people?
I've had sort of mixed kind of responses. I've had sort of like, oh yes, oh that sounds fantastic. And then I've had kind of almost like a little bit like, that kind of reaction, which I was really strange. I was
and you're like,
no.
Yeah.
And it's kind
not porn on stage. It's
no,
not that.
Certainly not. No.
Very
So
far
it is
from it.
interesting.
So do you think it's a play for ladies? Do you think it's a play that women
I
will
think it's a
enjoy?
play for everyone.
I think it's a play for
I
everybody.
would want everybody to
Yes,
come.
absolutely.
And I'd love people to come with their partners. You'll come and you'll have a laugh, and yes, you'll be hit in the heart and all those things as well. And then hopefully it'll even open up some chats.
So the play opens on the 12th of May at the Court Theatre.
So please join us, and you can get further details at courttheatre.org.nz.
See you there.
Bye!